welcome to my channel. I am broadcasting live from my kitchen. Welcome, welcome. Today's video is going to be about ways you can save money on your trip to Dubai. Of course, when most people think about Dubai, they don't really, associate that with a budget or a tight budget, but there are ways to reduce costs on your trip to the Emirates. So I wanted to discuss a couple of tips and tricks that I learned on my recent trip. I visited Dubai and Abu Dhabi about a week ago, and I feel like there's definitely things that I learned that I could pass on to others to reduce costs. So let's just jump into it. The first thing I would suggest everyone to do is to book a package. Book a package through Expedia, hotel and flight. And I also want to mention, don't worry about doing any upgrades at that point as it pertains to the flight, because I find that it works out to be a little bit cheaper to call the airline after the fact to ask for extended legroom, for example. When we called Turkey Airlines and asked for extended legroom, it worked out to be about $60 to $70 each leg. If we had paid for this up front, it would have cost us a lot more. So do your research, depending on the airline you actually utilize to get to the Emirates, but get a package, then sort out the seats later. It's surprisingly inexpensive when it comes to hotels, because for flight and hotel, it only cost us about $1,000 each. And the flight definitely represented a big chunk of that. We stayed at the JW Marriott, which is a 5-star hotel. If you look at the regular nightly rate, I think it's probably less than $150 a night. So to stay at the JW for a week, including flight, for $1,000, and the flight, like I said, represents the majority of that cost, do the math. Package definitely works out to be a lot cheaper. Okay, rent a car. Do not get sucked into Uber and the flash of Uber Black cars and all that jazz like we did, because renting a car is significantly cheaper. There were some days where we were spending hundreds on Uber because we wanted to be here, we wanted to be there, then we were using Uber Black. Rent a car. Towards the end of the trip, we realized that it was much cheaper to rent a car. We spent about $50 to rent a car for 3 days, and it was just more cost effective. The hotel had free parking as well, and we didn't really park too many places where we had to pay like an exorbitant parking fee, so it just made sense. Rent a car if you feel comfortable driving. Groupon and apps are your friend. A lot of the sites and activities that Dubai has to offer can be purchased on Groupon or other apps that offer discounts rather. So safaris, for example, that's a really popular thing. When you go into the desert, you watch a show, they have the sand dunes, all that good stuff. You can purchase things at a reduced price ahead of time if you do your research, if you purchase these things on Groupon or any of the other apps that they have. We actually got a 20% discount off of IMG World, which is their version of, I guess the closest comparison would be like Universal Studios. And we got it through one of their activity apps, and we downloaded it when we got there. I'll include some links at the bottom of this video. The time of day and the day of the week you do an activity matters. The price fluctuates depending on, again, the day or the hour that you select. We did an activity called Dining in the Sky, where they hoist you up via a crane and you eat overlooking Dubai. It was beautiful and scary all wrapped up in one. But it's also very expensive. It worked out to be $200 per person. And depending on the day and depending on the time you selected, there was a difference in price. So had we done our research earlier and picked the best time and the best day, we would have saved a good amount of money, at least $50 easily. So the desert safari, same thing. I think depending on the day that you selected it, the price fluctuated. If you are a foodie, like I am, I would encourage you to take advantage of lunches more than dinners. Number one, there are oftentimes specials targeted towards women. I find that this is usually more in the afternoons. And second of all, lunches are cheaper than dinners. We partly messed up because we just could not wake up to go to lunch. One, jet lag was brutal, but going to expensive restaurants for dinner every day certainly adds up. On average, we probably spent about $150 to $400 on dinner. You know, when you start to order shisha and appetizers and drinks, and what happened here? Eat lunch, people. Eat lunch, okay? There are so many free things that Dubai has to offer that we should all be taking advantage of, or you should be taking advantage of on your trip to Dubai, like the mall. The mall has the fountains. The fountains are gorgeous, by the way. They have a show every 20 minutes or so. The souks, they have a gold souk, spice souks, textile souk. These are marketplaces where you can buy all of the things that I just mentioned. They have public beaches. The public beaches are amazing, and they also have beach clubs. Beach clubs, of course, sometimes you have to pay for. So, you know, in addition to the activities that you're gonna have to put out a pretty penny for, there are a lot of free activities that, you know, you can enjoy as well. And the last point that I wanted to make, and I kind of touched on it before, if you are a woman, Dubai is definitely your friend. I know it kind of sounds contradictory, but they have so many promotions that cater to women. Like, sometimes women are in free, sometimes women drink free, sometimes women eat free or at a reduced price. So if you are a lady, you will definitely enjoy Dubai. It's a little bit easier on our pockets. I would say to bring at least $2,500 to $3,000 if you really want to have a good time and not put too many restrictions on yourself. And that's just money to blow, okay? It's not super expensive when it comes to the package, but when it comes to all the expenses on the ground, it adds up very quickly. So keep that in mind, do your research, and I'm sure you'll be able to, you know, save money where you can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.